Hello and welcome to day 20 of our fall daily draw. My name is Miss Ashley and I'm going to be showing you how to draw an owl. So let's go ahead and get started by grabbing a piece of paper and making sure it's vertical. I want you to use a pencil, but I'll be using a Sharpie so you can see my lines. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our pencil and we're going to draw a square in the top right corner. And since today is November 20th, I'm going to go ahead and write that number 20. Now you can have it look like mine, or you can switch it up just a little bit. And I'll go back over and fill in those areas later. But let's go ahead and get started with our owl. Now whatever we're doing on the left side, we're also going to be doing on the right side. But first things first, we need to draw a rainbow curve. So this is going to be the top of our owl's head. We're going to start on the top left and curve out and in. And remember, whatever we do on the left side, we're going to do on the right side as well. So curve up and then in. Now to give our owl that extra fluff in the ears, we're going to add those zigzags. Now we're going to start on the left, curve up, then down, up and down. Same thing on the right side, curve up and down, up and down. Now we do need to add a beak before we add the bottom of our owl's head, and that beak is just a simple upside down raindrop by curving up and bringing it down, making sure that it ends at a point. Because then we're going to start on the left side of that beak, curve down and slightly up to the left side of the head, and same on the right, curve down, up, and connect to the right side. And then we're going to add a U-shaped curve underneath the beak. Now before we draw our owl's eyes, go ahead, what we're going to do is we're going to start right here on the ear and we're going to curve it down. And same on the right, curve that down. Now you can have those eyes closed or open, that's up to you. What I'm going to do though is draw my circle, making sure it's connected to this line, and I'm going to do the same thing on the right side. And then I'll add another circle and a smaller circle. We do need to add those neck feathers. So what we're first going to do is you're going to go underneath the chin and draw those two curves that are ending at a point. And remember, whatever we do on the left side, we're doing on the right side. So curve down at a point, then back up, curve down, up, curve down, and up to the head. So same thing on the right side. Curve down, up, curve down and up, down, and up to the head. Underneath this feather, we're going to curve down and a little bit back in. Same on the right side, curve down and back in. And then you'll draw a curve on the left and the right. because this is our owl's body. We do need to draw those ruffled feathers for the wings. So starting underneath the left side of the head, curve out and in, out and in, out and in, down and a little bit up, and then down to meet with the bottom of the body. Now let's do that again on the right side. Curve out and in, curve out and in, curve out and in, down and up, and back to the body. Now we're going to go ahead and add those feet by drawing one oval, a letter C, and a backward C. And same on the right side. Oval, letter C, and backward C. And then we'll just add some wavy lines just for some more ruffled feathers. Now you can have your owl perched wherever you want it to be. I'm just going to be drawing a simple branch by curving out and down. And same on the right side. Curve up like a rainbow and bring it down. And you can add some of those lines on that branch just to give it that nice textured feel. You can also add some nails to the bottom of the owl's feet. But when you are done with your picture, you are going to go ahead and outline it. So it should look something like this. You're going to put your pencil aside and you're going to take a Sharpie. And you're going to outline all of those pencil lines. Now you don't have to do this in black Sharpie if you don't want to. You could do it in brown or maybe an orange. That is totally up to you. And I'm going to make sure to fill in the 2 and the 0. And again, you don't have to use a black Sharpie. You can use any color you'd like. Just make sure you do fill in that area so you don't see any white spots. Alright, and then I'm going to fill in this area too. And once I'm done with that, I am then going to start on my owl. Now first things first, I do want to make sure that I am going to fill in this part of the eye. However, I did draw a smaller circle inside, so I want to make sure to leave that white because that's the highlight of the eye. So I'm going to make sure to fill in that area. Alright, and once I'm done filling in that area, I will then outline the rest of my picture. Now I made sure to also erase the top right here. You don't have to if you don't want to. I find that it looks a little bit nicer if you do, but that is totally up to you because this is your owl picture. Alright, and once I am done, I'm going to continue to outline all those pencil lines. I'm also going to outline around the eye, but not fill it in because I already did that. Down and up, continuing to outline all those pencil lines. just about halfway done. Again, you can take your time with this step. There is no rush whatsoever. Curve out and in. And then don't forget those feet. And if you have the nails added, don't forget those as well. And then that branch. Now, if you wanted to, you could add some leaves to your branches. Maybe you want to add some pine cones. That is up to you. But I'm also going to add those lines. And when you are done outlining your picture, you're going to go ahead and put that Sharpie away and take out your eraser and erase any pencil lines that you may see on your picture. And once you are done erasing any of those pencil lines that you have found, we're going to go ahead and switch to our markers first. Now I've got all sorts of different markers here, but I'm going to be using more fall colors. So first I'm going to be taking my brown. Now I'm not going to be filling in the entire area of my owl. I'm just going to go for those areas that would have a little bit more shadow to them. So for example, the inside of the ears. And also I would be adding some shading underneath the head. And along those parts of the feather. Because I am going to go back over with chalk pastel just to fill in those areas. But I do want that nice shadow and shading. I also want to just go over those lines. Just to make sure it does look like a branch. And I can also go underneath my owl to add a bit of a shadow. All right, and now I'm going to make those eyes yellow. You can choose any color you want for your owl. That is totally up to you. Mine's going to be yellow though. And you could leave them white if you wanted to. I just really like the color yellow for my owl's eyes. Makes them pop out just a little bit more. I'm also going to color my beak orange. All right, and once I am done coloring those feet, I will then be moving on to my chalk pastels. All right, so now that I'm done with that, I'll be moving on to chalk pastels. Now, again, you can choose any color you want for your owl. I am going to be sticking with brown though, since I did use that brown for the shading. So very carefully, I'm just going to go in those areas that are needing to be brown. And also the wings. All right, and once I'm done with that, I'm going to put that brown back into the box, and I'm just going to use one finger to blend. That way I'm getting as close as I can to my lines. And I'm going to also color the wings. Now if you find that you may have gone outside of those lines, no worries. You can always take your eraser and just erase those areas. Just make sure you are blending, making sure you're getting all of those spaces that need that extra color. A little bit of chalk dust can go a long way. Just make sure to tap your paper. So as you can see, I have a little bit of brown dust that went outside of the wings. You can easily take your eraser and erase any of those smudges. Now also, I'm going to be using tan for the rest of my owl. I think you can have like maybe a white snow owl, or maybe you would like it a little bit darker. That's up to you. And then I'm going to blend. And then if you do have that extra dust, always pick it up and just tap the table. Now I do want to color my branch, but I do want it to be a different shade of brown than my owl. So I've got this nice, kind of like a henna brown almost. And I will then spread that color. And that is it for your picture. Unless you've got any smudges from like your fingerprints, you can always take that eraser and erase them. But that is all I am going to do for my owl picture. If you want to add a background, you can go ahead and do so. But that is it for day 20 of our fall daily draw. Thank you for joining me today, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye!